Did you know that there is a hidden episode of the Paranormal Activity saga? I'm talking about Paranormal Activity Jacob Deglosh, a viral campaign for Paranormal Activity 4, multi-platform. I'm Alex, and this is the Paranormality, an entire channel for the Paranormal Activity franchise. And without further ado, let's get to the video. To begin with, Jacob Degloshi was a supposed engineering student who on April 12, 2012 started posting more things on his current Facebook page. But in fact, he only started posting more frequently in September of that year, when his daughter Sarah came to live with him due to disagreements with her mother Karen. Sarah receives a bird as a gift, which she names Toby, because the bird kept saying that name. Guys, if you're watching this video, I assume you know the slightest about paranormal activity. Anything, you can see my summary, which I made on this channel. On October 19th, Jacob finds a ribbon in his daughter's belongings, and even she didn't know where it came from. And guess what? This tape contained images from Katie and Christy's childhood of their biological parents and scenes related to the Ray family from Paranormal Activity 2. The tape contained the Witch Clan's inscription and a description, but they were torn to the point of being indecipherable. As Jacob is part of that select group of people who had a cassette tape at home, in 2012, he started watching the tapes. After that classic barrage of strange events starts to happen. Strange noises, doors that are ripped out of nowhere, drawers that suddenly open. Then, as Jacob is not stupid like 95% of horror movie characters, he already realized that something similar had already happened to those people in the recording, and the explanation for this could only be supernatural. Although, people. Jacob unfortunately does something that ends up helping the witches, installing an internal circuit of cameras. For those who don't know why installing this was so dangerous, I explain it in my Paranormal Activity summary video. But, in theory, the midwife coven that Lois, Katie, and Christy's grandmother is part of worships a being called Toby. And the witches in this coven use the footage as interdimensional portals. More details in my summary video. In the following days, Karen reappears and tries to invite her daughter to come back with her, but she refuses. We don't know why. But she gives her a necklace, which many suspect is the necklace, which Christy had stolen by the coven in Paranormal Activity 2. But that's just an assumption, after delivery of the necklace. Supernatural events intensify, including nights when Sarah starts walking alone and almost injures her hand with the blender. Her father even thinks she was sleepwalking. In fact, on one of these nights, Sarah had an interaction with a shadow while sleeping, in the same way that Katie and Allie had, which may indicate a link between this viral campaign and paranormal activity. Another thing that corroborates this connection is that on October 17th, a photo of Sarah together with Alex was posted on Jacob's old Twitter, the girl from the fourth film. But then you can tell me. But Alex, she could have simply taken the photo with the actress or made a montage with her. But just follow me. During the final events of the campaign, Jacob's VHS player burns out and he looks for repairs, while his daughter is left alone in the car, falling victim to a new paranormal event. This means that, from then on, she does not answer for herself. Sarah later appears with the mark of the witch coven, which immediately repulses her father, who tries to get closer to his daughter. On the final night, Jacob watches the last tape, number 6, and is perplexed by what he sees. Unfortunately, we don't see its contents, but you can hear children screaming. Then the lights go out and Jacob, armed with a single camera, looks for Sarah, who is paralyzed under the influence of evil. When Jacob approaches, he notices Sarah's mother behind her. He is caught by a supernatural force, falls down the stairs, and dies. In other words, People, Karen, Sarah's mother, was a witch from the midwives' clan. Those people was the end of the campaign on October 30th, 2011. Paranormal Activity 4 starts the next day, November 1st. And a few days later, look who is playing with Alex on his birthday as if nothing had happened to his father a few days ago. Sarah. You can look closely at the face. It's the same. Although Jacob Deglosh has not been confirmed as official by Paramount. I don't know about you. For me, it's clear that this campaign is part of the franchise. To top it off, there are additional scenes from Paranormal Activity. In one of these scenes, Alex was having fun with his friends when he notices a bang or something. Of course, it's something supernatural. And when your friends are apprehensive, Sarah gives the following advice to Alex.
Whoa, what the hell?
Alex, we need to go down there.
Of course, that was some demarcation ritual, and Alex had to go down there for it to be completed. Sarah was the Coven's agent, so that the plans involving Hunter and Katie were completed. Now, let's move on to some speculation. Remember I said that one of the tapes we can't see the material on it? Well, people, the number on this tape is 6. And as I said, we heard the voice of a child. A girl, who from the tone of her voice I believe to be Katie as a child. Mass. It could also be Alex. Just as Sarah started to feel strange after that interaction with a leftover while she slept, in the same way as Katie, there is a detail by Jacob Deglosh which shows this. Alex also had an interaction. In other words, it could be that Alex became a member of the clan under the influence of Toby, along with Sarah and Allie Ray, the survivor of the second film, as she also has an interaction. As the series doesn't make anything clear, we can speculate this. What do you think? It makes sense. But if it's Katie, it could be that this tape has a connection to this other one, in which Christy pretends to be pregnant and says that her son's name will be Hunter. Here you can see that the person talking to her is Lois, her grandmother. And we already understand that Christy had this child with Toby. For those of you who are a little lost, Lois, as said before, participates in a sect that worships Toby. Toby hands over power and wealth in exchange for the first man born in the family. Lois only had one daughter, Julie. Julie had Katie and Christy. And now Christy will have Hunter, the boy from The Promise. Okay, but why did I say that this recording could be linked to mysterious recording number 6? Because in the next scene, Christy ran after Katie, who for some reason was next to her but suddenly disappeared. Something probably happened to her. Remembering that during this period, Katie and Christy were already being trained, in quotation marks, by Kent to be inclined towards witchcraft. Kent, for those who don't remember, is the guy who appears in the ghost dimension talking to Katie and Christy. In other words, they were not in their parents' custody. They were 100% in Toby's custody and hostage to what they could do to them. Another detail is that in another tape we can see a being nearby, in Katie and Christy's room, which could be Toby, as it closely resembles his black figures in the ghost dimension. But, again, this is just speculation. Good guys, don't forget to subscribe to strengthen the channel. Until the next Paranormal Activity video. Goodbye.
You said that we were going to get a third. Go get ready. Sorry.